This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com. Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. We're doing a rare Saturday morning broadcast. The date is March 20th, 2021. This is show number 228. So we actually get to look back and see how the index is closed, Nick, on the quadruple witching hour.
Yeah, so yesterday was pretty interesting because it was quadruple witching. That's a time period where you're going to have index options move over to the new contract. They'll move over to the June contract. It's also a time where you're going to have 4 different asset classes expiring. So it makes for a pretty interesting trading week. We had some stocks really get hit hard at the closing bell yesterday, but that's to be expected. You get a lot of rebalancing, a lot of moving around of parts, so to speak. And it's a pretty interesting week overall. But I think I'm happy it's gone, it's over, and now we could get back to regular trading this week. I don't like to do a whole lot during a week of options expiration, as there's so much game playing going on by the institutional traders. So it'll be interesting to see how we shape out this week. The one thing I will say is that yesterday the NASDAQ was defended. That was pretty much the big winner. The Russell was also defended. They weren't up in a big way. The NASDAQ was up 0.75%, the same with the Russell. So it was a pretty interesting trading day. The big loser was the Dow. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished lower by about 0.7%, but that was the big winner of the week. So just a lot of shifting of parts, so to speak.
Hey, well, I found it interesting, like you said, the divergence, because we're having a lot of divergences lately between the Dow and the NASDAQ and the Russell. They'll go down, the Dow will go up. It looks to me like maybe this was a PPT operation that concluded the week successfully.
You know, we can never rule it out, I have to say, because Fridays the markets seem to get defended constantly. And, if you remember, just going back not that long ago on March 5th, where the market actually put in a bottom, you'll know that day the markets were getting pummeled, and all of a sudden out of nowhere they started to move up and they rallied higher into the close, and then we've come off the lows since that period. But it is rather remarkable how the markets do get defended on a Friday.
Friday. So just like we used to have our Monday morning rally, miraculous rally, now we're getting the Friday afternoon PPT intervention.
It seems that way. It seems that way. Somebody does not want that market to sell off on a Friday because they're worried if you go over the weekend and the sediment starts to build up that things could be bad out there. We wake up to a very, very tumultuous Monday. So it seems like every Friday is now defended. I don't even look for a down Friday anymore.
So is there a play on that? Can you actually play the Friday moves?
Oh, absolutely. Yesterday in the live trading room, I mean, we had 2 nice winning trades, and I was telling the members there, we're just going to keep buying support levels, and we're not going to look at shorting anything. I'm just going to buy the support levels because most likely they're going to defend the market. And sure enough, the NASDAQ had a pretty solid day. The Russell had a pretty solid day. The only thing that was down was the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but that's a price cap weighted index. So it doesn't take many equities to push that thing around. Just yesterday alone, we had Visa come out with news that they're going to be investigated by the Department of Justice for some debit card transactions the fees might have been too high. The stock was down 6%. That's a $206 stock now. So just think about it. Visa carries a lot of weight, probably carried 60 points of the S&P alone. I mean, of the Dow. So probably carried about 60 points downside in the Dow Jones Industrial Average.
Funny how that works. Well, those credit cards, there's always something shady about them, in my opinion, whether it's these explosive interest rates or just the way they shaft the merchants, 4% off the top. I love the convenience, but it raises the price of everything.
It does. And the funny thing is, to a company like Visa or say even MasterCard or anybody else, it's really just the cost of doing business. So, just like any big corporation, these guys get in a little bit of trouble. They pay a fine. It's just the cost of doing business. When they look at the multiple that they made on the fraud or whatever they did wrong, it exponentially outweighs the cost of the fine.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know what they did or why they're being brought up, but I did notice that charges were filed against them. So it's like a parking ticket to you and I. And, or if it's really bad, it's a speeding ticket. And you get a couple points on your license and you go on. But
yeah, I don't think I could say it any better than that. That's about the best analogy I've ever heard of it. But it really is just the cost of doing business for these guys.
Yeah, except with us, if we acquire enough points, we lose our license. With these guys, they get bigger bonuses.
Well, it's true. It's true. I can't dispute that fact. And we've seen it. We've seen it time and time again.
Yes, we have. Hey, finally, gold and silver, multiple reversals during the day, ups and downs. We've been seeing that a lot in precious metals trading. What do you make of it?
Yeah, and that just, I've said the last couple of weeks, I like gold down here. I think this is a very good level. And yesterday was another day. In fact, if you go back really to the 18th, that's when gold really got hit in the morning and came back in the afternoon. Yesterday, gold didn't do much, and then it rallied up again. So if you take a look at the GLD, that was up, I believe, 68 cents. Gold futures were up about 11 points into the closing bell. And then you had gold miners do very well also, and they were, weren't up tremendous, but they were up about 0.8%, 27-cent gain there. So gold is holding up really, really well right now, and it's a trade of mine. And so far, so good. Silver actually participated yesterday as well, and I'm watching the silver chart for clues. But I still like gold a little bit better right now because of where it went down to and the support that's in play.
Yeah, and I should say, not so much in the Crimex where the reversals take place, but in the after-hour trading where somehow they're able to slam it down $10, $20, and then it opens on the COMEX, and it's, it's level, it's down a little bit, and then in the end of the day, it seems to perk up and finish higher.
Yeah, we see it all the time. I mean, it's constant now. It's almost like when you see gold down, you just look and you say, you know what? It's going to finish positive by the day. I wouldn't be surprised. And sure enough, more often than not lately, that's what you see. It comes right back. So this is a very good level for gold futures down at that 1,700 marker. We're now at 1,744. And gold miners, I told everybody here, I was buying gold miners. I said, it breaks 31. This is where you got to get in. It's almost it's 33.89 now. So, this should start to run even further. So I like everything gold and gold miners are doing here. And we see that every day. You get that gap down in gold futures, or they're trading lower from the overnight trade, and then it comes back. So we'll keep watching that, but this is a very good level for gold.
All right. I think we'll leave it at that. Go over to inthemoneystocks.com. Still time to make that great trade of the decade. And while you're at it, take a look at the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Email kl@kerrylutz.com. Nick, we'll see you on Monday.
Sounds good, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.